Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva
Narayanam
narotamam
Namaskritya
devim saraswatim vyasam tato
Naram
jayamudire nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavate sevaya bhagavate uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Let me share my screen today with you guys. Okay. Can you see my screen, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu, if you can say it.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah. So the chapter is the universal form, and this verse is 1155, 11th chapter. I'll read the verse. Mat karma kran mat paramo mat bhakta sangha varjita nirvev sarva bhuteshu yasa mam eti pandava. So if somebody wants to repeat, mat karma kran mat paramo
Mat karma kramat paramo
mat bhakta sangha varjita
Mad
Madbhakta
bhakta
Sangavarjita
sangavarjita
Nirvev Sarva Bhuteshu
Nirvaira
Nirviraha
Sarvabhuteshu
Sarvabhuteshu
Yasamam Eti Pandava.
Yasa
Yasamam
mameti
Yasamameti
Edi
pandava.
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 So this is a very important verse. Actually, the way whole Bhagavad Gita is organized, usually every chapter's last verse is sort of summary of a lot of things prior to that. And this verse is also similar to that. So we will just read the synonyms and translation by Srila Prabhupada. So mat karma krat, engaged in doing my work. So and mat karma, considering me the supreme. Mat bhakta, engaged in my devotional service. Sangha varjita, freed from the contamination of fruitive activities and mental speculation. Nirvaira, without an enemy. Sarva bhuteshu, among all living entities. Yah, one who, sa, he, mam, unto me, eti, comes, Pandava, O son of Pandu. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ji. My dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. It's a very important verse. So I'm just repeat the translation again, once again. My dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service. So Lord Krishna is expecting that how we engage in his pure devotional service. So, and then he expects us, he's saying, free from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation. That's the second point. And then he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of life. Two other points. And who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. So let's read the purport by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ji. Anyone who wants to approach the supreme of all the personalities of Godhead on the Krishna Loka planet in the spiritual sky and be intimately connected with the Supreme Personality Krishna must take this formula. So as we know that Srila Prabhupada ji was a chemist, so he talks in terms of formula, because chemists usually have formula. So he says, he used the word formula because it is is that these are the ingredients, based on that the product will be formed. So that's why he says, this is a formula. You add this, like H2O, you add hydrogen, you add oxygen, and then you get water. So similarly, he's trying to use the word, like, take this formula. He's stressing on that point. So as stated by the Supreme himself, therefore this verse is considered to be the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So that's why I was trying to say that this is very important, because this verse gives the essence of entire 700 shlokas, like one of the most important verses of Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is a book directed to the conditioned souls who are engaged in the material world with the purpose of lording it over nature, and who do not know of the real spiritual life. So basically, it's giving us the knowledge of what we are, our position, and what is the Krishna's position. So those five important things of Bhagavad Gita, like the five fundamental things, that Prakriti, Purusha, and living entity, then karma, and then time. So these are the five things. So here, Srila Prabhupada is talking about material world, that is Prakriti, and the living entity, and the relationship between them. The Bhagavad Gita is meant to show how one can understand his spiritual existence. So basically that's the objective of Bhagavad Gita, and his eternal relationship. So this again and again, this is a point, which is stressed throughout Bhagavad Gita from chapter 4 to chapter 15. Again and again, Krishna says that there's a relationship between the living entities and me here, with the supreme spiritual personality, and to teach one how to go back to Godhead. So now here is the verse which clearly explains the process. Again, like now, important thing is this is like a process. Earlier he used the word formula, and now he's saying this process by which one can attain success in his spiritual activity, and that is devotional service. So, so now he's saying that this process will lead us to devotional service if we are following it properly. So as far as work is concerned, one should transfer his energy entirely to Krishna conscious activities, as stated in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1 to 255. Anasakta Vishayan Yataharam Upanjayata Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagyam Uchyate. No work should be done by any man except in relationship to Krishna. This is Krishna karma. So important word here is Krishna karma. That's what Lord Krishna is starting from. So it is a very important thing. So this is the Krishna karma, one of the things. And like Srila Prabhupada is trying to give what is an definition of what is Krishna karma here. So no work should be done by any man except in relationship to Krishna, and this is Krishna karma. So one may be engaged in various activities, but one should not be attached to the results of his activities, and that's what we learned in 247. When we say, I'm just forgetting that verse, sorry. My memory. 247, let me just, 247 is karma karmarna eva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachan. So that's what, is being mentioned here again, by the Lord. I'm sorry, by Srila Prabhupada, that one should not be attached to the results of his work. The result should be done only for him. That's for Lord Krishna here. For example, one may be engaged in business, but to transform that activity into Krishna consciousness, one has to do business for Krishna. If Krishna is the proprietor of the business, then Krishna should enjoy the profit of the business. If a businessman is in possession of thousands and thousands of dollars, and if he has to offer all this to Krishna, he can do it. This is work for Krishna. Instead of constructing a big building for his sense gratification, he can construct a nice temple for Krishna, and he can install the deity of Krishna and arrange the deity service as is outlined in the authorized books of devotional service, and this is Krishna karma. So again, Srila Prabhupada is explaining what is Krishna karma and why it should be done. He further says here, one should not be attached to the result of his work, but the result should be offered to Krishna. One should accept as prashadam the remnants of offering to Krishna. If one constructs a big building for Krishna and installs the deity of Krishna, one is not prohibited from living there, but it is understood the proprietor of the building is Krishna, and this is Krishna consciousness. So he is explaining what is Krishna consciousness, that that we are not the proprietors, we are just the servants. So that is the idea behind Krishna consciousness. So these are the very important paragraph beautiful purport here. And if, however, one is not able to construct the temple of Krishna, one can engage himself in cleaning the temple of Krishna. This is also Krishna karma. So here, Sri Prabhupada is explaining what is Krishna karma. Then one can cultivate a garden. Anyone who has land in India, at least any poor man has certain amount of land, can utilize that for Krishna by growing flowers to offer him. One can sow tulsi plants because tulsi leaves are very important, and Krishna has recommended this in Bhagavad Gita. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Krishna desires that one offer him either a leaf or a flower or a fruit or a little water. And by such an offering, he is satisfied. This leaf especially refers to the tulsi. So one can sow tulsi and pour water on the plant. Thus, even the poorest man can engage in the service of Krishna. These are some of the examples of how one can engage in working for Krishna. So here, Sri Prabhupada explains the first point, which is Krishna Karan. Then he comes to the next point, which is Mat Parma. So the word Mat Parma refers to one who considers the association of Krishna in his supreme abode to be the highest perfection of life. Such a person does not wish to be elevated to higher planets such as the moon or the sun or the heavenly planets or even the highest planet of this universe, Brahmaloka. He has no attraction for that. He is only attracted to being transferred to the spiritual sky. And even in the spiritual sky, he is not satisfied with merging into the glowing Brahma Jyoti effulgence, for he wants to enter the highest spiritual planet, namely Krishna Loka, Golok Vrindavan. He has full knowledge of that planet, and therefore he is not interested in any other, as indicated by the word Mat Bhakta. He fully engages in devotional service, specifically in the 9 process of devotional engagement: hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering prayers, carrying out the orders of the Lord, making friends with him, and surrendering everything to him. One can engage in all 9 devotional processes, or 8 or 7, or at least one, and that will surely make one perfect. The term Sangvarjita is very significant. One should disassociate himself from persons who are against Krishna. They not only are the atheistic persons against Krishna, but so also are those who are attracted to fruitive activities and mental speculation. Therefore, the pure form of devotional service is described in Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu 1.1.11 as follows: Anya abhilasha sunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulena krishnao sidalam bhaktir uttama. In this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami clearly states that if anyone wants to execute unalloyed devotional service, he must be freed from all kinds of material contamination. He must be freed from the association of persons who are addicted to fruitive activities and mental speculation. When freed from such unwanted association and from the contamination of material desires, one favorably cultivates knowledge of Krishna. This is called pure devotional service. So again, what is pure devotional service has been nicely explained by Srila Prabhupada ji here. Okay. Then Anukulina Sankalpa Pratikulyasya Varjanam. Hari Bhakti Vilas 11.6.76. One should think of Krishna and act for Krishna favorably and not unfavorably. Kamsa was an enemy of Krishna. Just a second. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah. Kamsa was an enemy of Krishna's from the very beginning of Krishna's birth. Kamsa planned in so many ways to kill him, and because he was always unsuccessful, he was always thinking of Krishna. Thus, while working, while eating, and while sleeping, he was always Krishna conscious in every respect. But that Krishna consciousness was not favorable, and therefore, in spite of his always thinking of Krishna 24 hours a day, he was considered a demon, and Krishna at last killed him. Of course, Anyone who is killed by Krishna attains salvation immediately, but that is not the aim of the pure devotee. The pure devotee does not even want salvation. He does not want to be transferred even to the highest planet, Golok Vrindavan. His only objective is to serve Krishna wherever he may be. A devotee of Krishna is friendly to everyone. Therefore, it is said here that he has no enemy or nirvair. How is this possible? So, a devotee, because a devotee is situated in Krishna consciousness, knows that only devotion service to Krishna can relieve a person from all the problems of life. He has personal experience of this, and therefore he wants to introduce this system, Krishna consciousness, into human society. So there are many examples in the history of devotees of the Lord who risk their lives for spreading of God consciousness. The favorite example is Lord Jesus Christ. He was crucified by the non-devotees, but he sacrificed his life for spreading God consciousness. Of course, it would be superficial to understand that he was killed. Similarly, in India also, there are many examples such as Haridas, Thakur Haridas and Prahlad Maharaj. Why such risk? Why? Because they wanted to spread Krishna consciousness, and it is difficult. A Krishna conscious person knows that if a person is suffering, it is due to his forgetfulness of his eternal relationship with Krishna. Therefore, the highest benefit one can render to human society is relieving one's neighbor from all material problems. In such a way, a pure devotee is engaged in the service of the Lord. Now we can imagine how merciful Krishna is to those engaged in his service, risking everything for him. Therefore, it is certain that such persons must reach the spiritual planet after leaving the body. In summary, the universal form of the Lord, which is a temporary manifestation, and the form of time which devours everything, and even the form of Vishnu 400 have all been exhibited by Krishna. Thus, Krishna is the origin of all these manifestations. It is not that Krishna is a manifestation of the original Vishwarupa or Vishnu. Krishna is the original of all forms. There are hundreds and thousands of Vishnus, but for a devotee, no form of Krishna is more important but the original form, two-handed Shyam Sundar. In Brahma Samhita, it is stated that those who are attached to the Shyam Sundar form of Krishna in love and devotion can see him always within the heart and cannot see anything else. One should understand, therefore, that the purport of the 11th chapter is that the form of Krishna is essential and supreme. Om Ajnana-Timrantasya Jnana-Anjana-Shalakya Chakshuruntamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Uttapatakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Swavadutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Vrindavane Radhe Vrindavane Shri Vrishmanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyacha Kripa Sindhubhya Sevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaitya Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So devotees, we'll talking about this 11th chapter and 55th verse now. So this verse is like a practical application which is centered around the practice of bhakti. So we saw that before this two verses, if you go back, we see that verse 53, 11:53. Let me just read the verse here. Lord Krishna says, the form you are seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas, nor by undergoing serious penances, nor by charity, nor by worship. It is not by these means that one can see me as I am. So this verse basically talks, that what are the paths which will not allow us to reach the Lord. So then he discusses in verse 55 that the path of bhakti is the path by which we can reach the Lord. So here Lord Krishna says, "Oh my dear Arjun, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, who's friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me." So effectively, Lord is discussing about, that he says what is not going to help us to come to him and what can help us reach him, and that is the path of bhakti. Now here in this verse, he tells us that how should we do that bhakti, how the Ananya bhakti should be done, what should be our mood when we are doing our devotional service. Because in 54 he has said that devotional service is only the medium by which we can reach him. But how we do that devotional service with full purity. So these are the 5 instructions Lord Krishna is giving us. So what are the instructions? We just saw that he talks about, he's saying, Mat karma krat. So engage in my devotional work. And then he's talking about Mat Parma, considering me the supreme, Mat Bhakta, engaged in devotional service, Sangha Varchita, freed from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, and Nirvair, that is without any enemy. So if somebody is doing their devotional service, keeping this in mind with this mood, that this is for Krishna. So I'll go through this instruction which Lord Krishna has taught to us. So Mat Karma is basically devotee must use his full energy in Krishna's service while remaining detached from the fruits of his actions, of his work. So as while we are reading the purport, like Srila Prabhupada mentioned that, that we should perform a prescribed duty, but we should not be entitled for the fruits of action. We are not entitled for that. So the Bhagavad Gita 247 says, you have the right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. So this is like one level of working, like which is we say Nishkam, with the Nishkam karma approach, where we are doing our duty, we are doing our prescribed duty, but we are not having any kamna out of that. We are not having any, we are not waiting for any fruits, but we are just doing it, because we are expected to do it. So we are doing our duty. That's the mood which we are doing here. The next mood which Srila Prabhupada, Krishna talks about in Bhagavad Gita is 8.7, where he discusses that, therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna, and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without a doubt. So here, there's a difference in this one and here. We see that here Krishna is saying that, yeah, you do your prescribed duty, but keep your mind attached to me. Keep thinking of me. Whereas in the first, in 247, he's just saying, just do Niskam. But here he's saying, yeah, you do Niskam, but keep your mind attached to me. Then if you go further, like, in 927, he discusses about whatever you do. So whatever you do, whatever you eat, yat kroshi, yat asnasi, whatever you offer or give away, whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. That this is the next level of, doing worship to Krishna, where we are offering everything to the Lord. When we go to chapter 12, we will be discussing these points even more in detail, where the devotional service, Lord Krishna gives all these points even more in detail. But here we are just touching these points. So I will ask, like, what is the difference between, I'll ask to the devotees here. So what is the difference here with Kurushve Mad Arpanam versus Mad Karma Kran? What is the difference in these two? Can anybody, pitch in here with any ideas that what is the difference in these two approaches which Lord Krishna is talking here? Let's keep it a little bit interactive. That will make it nice. Anybody?
So you're asking the difference between 8.7 and 9.27, Prabhuji?
No, I'm asking the difference between 9.27 and this verse 1155, Prabhuji, where in 1155, Lord Krishna is discussing about Mat Karma Kran.
Right.
And Karusha Mad Darpan is 925 and 927.
Okay. I think 9 to 7, Krishna is telling that it's not what Krishna wanted. We do certain things, but offer to him. May not Krishna like, but still as a devotional process, we offer to him. Okay, that's not comes under pure devotional service. Then here he's asking like a one level above that we need to know what Krishna likes. Those things we need to do, whether we like it or not. So the first one, I think what we like, we offer to Krishna. Second one, what Krishna likes, we offer to Krishna. That's what I think. I don't know. Maybe.
Yes, you're very close, Prabhuji. Very good. Anybody else want to pitch in anything?
I think in 9.27, what he's saying is when we offer everything to Krishna, we relieve ourselves from the benefit or when offering everything to Krishna, we dovetail everything. So we don't get the karma for it.
Right. It's basically it is a karma. That is right, Mataji. But then what is it? If we're doing Mat Karma Kran, then again we are doing everything for Krishna, right? So what is the difference in these two things? So anyway, I will just go forward with this. Just a second here. Okay. So if we focus on the purport which I just discussed, the long purport by Srila Prabhupada ji, right? Here he has touched on that point here. He's saying here Krishna karma is that we are doing everything what Krishna do. Like here is for like it's like this is part of this is like when we are saying that the businessman is doing everything for Krishna. He's building a building or he's building a temple. So, or clean the temple. So these are Krishna karma. But here, anything what Krishna directly we are doing for Krishna, that's the point. If we are doing any preaching, we are doing book distribution, we are doing deity worship, so these are like directly Krishna karma activities. So that's why Lord Krishna is saying that this is even more higher. So even chanting, right? Because we are doing it for Krishna. Like other activities, like in 9 to 7, what we are saying, Yat Karoshi Yadadnasi, we are saying that yes, you that we are saying to Krishna, like Krishna is saying, you offer to me whatever other things you are doing, just offer it to me. But here, these are activities which we are doing for Krishna, like chanting is an activity we are doing for Krishna. Book distribution we are doing for Krishna. We are doing deity worship we are doing for Krishna. Prasadam we are making for Krishna. So those are if we do with that mood, I hope that explains the point here, Mataji.
Yeah, but are we doing chanting for Krishna or are we doing chanting for ourselves, Prabhu?
If we do chanting in the mood that is going to please Krishna, Mataji, then it's for Krishna. If we are doing chanting that it purifies us, again it is for Krishna, because here the sadhya and the sadhana, right? Sadhya is Krishna and sadhana is our activities. So they become one and the same in the process. So we are doing chanting because we can think of Krishna, and at the same time, it is for Krishna. So the objective and the process, they both are meeting together at this point. I hope that explains.
Yeah.
It is, sort of. Actually, I learned a lot of things when I was doing the research on this verse. So, and this message is coming from our dear Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji. So he says the sadhya and the sadhan, they come together here at this point when we are doing everything for Krishna. So these are his words, Mataji. So
Okay.
I don't even qualify to say that, but I just wanted to let you know the source of this. Anyway, we'll go forward.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Let me go forward. So so we were here. Okay, and we are saying here that 55 says how one can come to the level of bhakti by, that is Ananya Bhakti. That's what last week when we were talking with Madhupati Prabhu. So he was discussing about what is Ananya Bhakti. So now we are discussing about those points. So here, so the first of the points is coming to Ananya Bhakti is that Mat Karma. So Mat Karma Kran is That means you're doing service for Krishna here. Example, deity worship, book distribution, missionary activities, and we do in this way, do it for as a Krishna's work. It is not my work. We are just doing it for Krishna. Okay, so now the second instruction from Lord Krishna is Mat Parmo. Lord Krishna says that Krishna must be the goal of his life, that he should be the goal of our life. Devotee must remain unattached to both heavenly and impersonal destination. So obviously, nobody is interested in the hell, but even for the heavenly destinations or the impersonal destination, because impersonal destination is part of the spiritual world, heavenly destination is part of the material world. But we are not even bothered about the spiritual destination and the material destination impersonal. If it is impersonal, we are bothered that we have to go directly to meet the Lord. So that's what is Mat Parmo, that make Lord Krishna as the supreme goal of life. So, you would say, how is it possible that we can always make Lord Krishna the supreme goal of life? But there will be even we may have our own personal goals, in life we want to do. So these goals, like Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu says, are basically intermediate goals. And the supreme goal should not be forgotten, that this is the ultimate goal we are looking for. But the intermediate goals are there. Like he gives the example of Parikshit Maharaj, So Parikshit Maharaj, he was doing a lot of things, but when he realized, so all these things were like his intermediate goals. But when he realized, okay, now he has only 7 days to stay on the planet and then he has to leave. So then they basically put aside everything, all the other goals, and then they just make the supreme goal as the most important goal. So in the morning when we're chanting, we make this as our supreme goal, that we have to chant thinking of Lord Krishna. When we are serving, when making prashadam, we are serving the deities, we should, that my Lord, you are our goal, and we should, we are just doing to satisfy this to you. And we do with that mood. So that's why I said that this verse sets the mood of Ananya Bhakti, that in what mood should we do, we should do our Ananya Bhakti. Okay, so then we go to the next point, next instruction. So next instruction is Mat Bhakta. So devotee must fully engage in the 9 process of devotional service. The Srila Prabhupada mentions all the 9 devotional service. And then the only goal is Krishna with no desire for attainment in this world. So anything we do is even if we are getting anything, we are doing in the mood that this is for Krishna's service. So when we do with that mood, then it is, then we that's what Lord Krishna says, Mad Bhakta. There's another verse where he discusses about Mad Bhakta. Anybody remembers that verse, where he uses this phrase Mad Bhakta? Yes, Prabhuji, very good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, he's saying the same verse. Actually, 9:34. He says the same thing. He says, Man manabha mad bhakto madhyachi mam namaskuru mam evashisi ukta eva atmanam mat parayana. So always, engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me. Worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. So this is the point which is being stressed by the Lord again here, that we should become his devotee. And the Srila Prabhupada very nicely says that we should think of him in the mood, favorable mood, the mood of service, not in the mood like how Kamsa was looking at that, Kamsa was looking in the mood of as an enemy. And Lord Krishna says that what in 4:11 he says, right? Ye yatha mam prapadante tamas tatai bhajamaham. So however we try to, whatever mood with which we serve him, the same mood he is going to treat us with. So if we worship in the mood of a devotee, he is going to accept us in that mood, that we are a devotee. But if we are having an unfavorable mood towards him, then Lord Krishna is also going to be unfavorable towards us. So it's our choice. So sometimes people say, what choice do we have? So thus we have a choice, how we are thinking of the Lord, in what mood we are thinking of the Lord. So then we go to the next point, number 4, Sangha Varjita. So bhakti must be free from karma and jnana, and devotee should not associate with persons who are against Krishna, and he should not become attracted to anything but pure devotion. So Karmis, we know that they are just looking for fruitive activities, and they just want they want to enjoy the results of the fruitive activities. And Gyanis, they want to merge with the Supreme, So they have a different, mood. And here Lord Krishna is saying, but he's telling us, okay, don't take this approach. Be away from such people who are having this mood, where they want to enjoy their senses, like the Karmis, or the Gyanis who want to say that I am God. So here Lord Krishna is warning us here that, be away from that type of people. Sangha Varchita is basically, it means stay away from bad association. Sangha means attachment or association. And the fifth point is, is Nirvair Sarva Bhuteshu. So devotee must be friendly to all. He must be compassionate desire to give Krishna consciousness to all. So we know that, that Srila Prabhupada gives nice example of Jesus Christ, and then Haridas Thakur. Sorry, Prabhuji, my mind is getting blank. Okay, yeah. So yes, so those are the examples he gives. Then now somebody could question that well, Arjuna is in the battlefield, and he's expected to go and kill all these people who are standing against him. So how is Arjuna going to have that mood that that okay, how can he have that nirvair, that I would not have the enmity of feeling. So that's a really very tough situation, that you should not have enmity, and you should still be able to go and fight and kill those people who are standing against you and who are considering you as your enemy. So here nicely it's being said that that we should not harbor any enmity or envy in our heart, but what we should do is we should see what is right according to the dharma. We should go by what is right according to dharma, because the enmity is only at the bodily level. We should be focused more on how we can think from at the soul level. So obviously, I'm not at that situation now, I'm not that position, but that's the expectation that that in the Kal Rupa, when Arjuna sees that that Kal Rupa is devouring all these fighters, and still Lord Krishna is saying you should have the nirvair, you should not have any vair against anybody, you should not have any enmity against anybody. So that is the mood which what Lord Krishna is saying, that don't spoil yourself, don't spoil your heart, don't spoil your consciousness just because somebody else is wrong. That's the point I'm just trying to make here. And then then another example is, we see that when in the Ramayana, that when Ravana was killed by Lord Ram, he told Vibhishan that he should do the final rites for his brother Ravana, and Vibhishan was hesitant at that point. So that time Lord Rama says to Vibhishan that anything at the body level is you may have that feeling, but now because the body is done, like he's no more there, what we should do is we should only think about his soul and how we can help his soul reach the destination. So that is the objective with which we should do. We should not have any bad feeling against anybody. So he gives a very good example that time. And then one of the other lectures example is when Srila Prabhupada used to say the devotees, the Western devotees that time, that you are rascals, but he did not have any feeling of enmity at that time. He was not saying like rascal from the point that he was trying to let them feel down or something, but he just wanted to he was there, like he was in the mood of their well-wisher. Okay, like sometimes we even say to our kids, because we used to consider them like their own kids. We say like you are like stupid, or you don't understand what you're trying to do. So it's not actually that our child is stupid, but because of the innocence or because of the ignorance, we don't the other person is not able to understand what is right versus what is wrong. So that is the idea here. I pretty much done with my what I had to say. So if there are any questions, I would welcome everybody to please come up. Thank you, Prabhuji and Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Dandavat, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Nicely explained all the 5 points. I am still want to get more on the Krishna karma and Krishna conscious. That the difference you explained, Prabhuji. Can you please again share that?
Okay, you know what? It's okay if I, Prabhuji, if I go ahead with the to chapter 12. So I can explain on chapter 12 that part of it here. The chapter 12, Lord Krishna discusses this thing very nicely. So let me take you there. Let me first change the sharing to one thing at a time. Sorry.
Prabhuji, I'm dropping a Sankarshan from nice class. Thank you. It's very good examples.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Sure.
Nice, thank you.
Thanks for joining, Prabhuji. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
sure. Thank you. I'm leaving. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah. So I will just, okay, now I will go about, I'll discontinue this sharing, stop share, and I'm going to do a different share now. So I'll take you to here. Share this. Okay. I hope you can see the screen now. Okay.
Prabhuji.
Okay. So see here, Lord Krishna discusses, like I'll just quickly, because this is, I'm not supposed to go so forward, but I'm just like taking into the question relates to that point here. So here Lord Krishna is discussing about, he talks about, 6, 7, he says, but those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engage in devotional service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Pratha, for them I am a swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. And from here he starts, so he says, just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. So this is considered to be the highest mood, by which a devotee can do devotional service. But then he says, if you cannot fix your mind and intelligence, basically mind and intelligence, this is a subtle part of our body. Then he says, oh dear, my dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind without deviation, then follow the regulative principle of Bhakti Yoga and develop a desire to attain me. So here we are saying that we need to follow the principle of Bhakti Yoga. But says again, if you cannot do that, then it says, if you cannot practice the regulation of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. So if you, in text 9, text 10, the point here is that, that we are trying to do activities which are like you can say all temple activities, even washing the dishes in the temple, washing Lord dishes or washing anything, it is, all those activities are directly done for Krishna. It's not that we are going to do the activity and somebody else is going to get the, and then we take the result of that and offer it to Krishna. So there's a subtle difference, but it's an important difference. In 9 to 7, what is happening is we are doing the work somewhere else, we are getting the result of that, and then we are offering it to Krishna. But in this situation, what we are doing is we are doing directly all the work. We are not getting anything here. We are just doing it just for the pleasure of the Lord. So when you are doing any deity worship, you are doing any cooking, you are doing any washing the dish, the vessels in the temple, you are so all those activities where you're going about doing book distribution, all those activities are directly being done for the Lord, keeping the Lord as the beneficiary of that. The Lord is going to get the benefit. We are actually getting no benefit out of that. So those activities are Krishna karma. So I hope that explains, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. So I can, what I understood that if I work, I do the job and I get the money, and if I do charity, that is not the full 100%. It's some part. So it's the Krishna karma. And if I do 100%, what is I'm doing 100% offering to Krishna, that is the Krishna conscious. Is it, Prabhuji?
That's correct. If you're getting 100%, but very nice you said that. If you're getting the whole thing, and like the devotees, early devotees at that time, that's what they did. They, whatever they got, they just gave it to Srila Prabhupada. You use it, and they used to say, Prabhuji, Srila Prabhupada, they used to say, please use it for your own mission. So they did not even keep a penny for themselves at the time. So then that becomes a Krishna karma. But like for us, what we're doing, we are making small donations to the temple, but then that becomes, yat karoshi is just nasi. It comes in the category of 9 to 7. So that's the difference between 927 and 1155.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So one more thing, Prabhuji, the last point that the compassionate to all and do not the nirvare.
Yep.
So is it the example we can consider the like Vratrasur and King Indra, the fight between and the dialogues between them. So Vratrasur doesn't have anything in his mind and he's fighting with Indra. Is it the same example we can consider, Prabhuji? Correcting to this?
I know the pastime, but I don't know the details, Prabhuji. So I cannot comment on that. Maybe Sameshwar Prabhu or somebody else who knows that in detail, they may be able to comment on that. So I'll just hold myself back on that, Prabhuji. Sameshwar Prabhu wants to take that, Prabhuji. You want to answer that question, Prabhuji? I'm not sure Prabhuji is there because I know Prabhuji was sick last week. So I hope, I'm not sure if he's still able to.
No problem, Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay. Maybe we can take this separately.
Yes, sure, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Okay, Prabhuji, I was on mute.
Okay, yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Sameshwar Prabhuji, yeah, Ashish Prabhu has some question here. He's talking about Vetrasur and Indra's pastime where, and he wants to understand if Nirvair fits in that category.
Not exactly. I think we know that this Devas and Asuras is basically barely on the bodily platform. And they just, yes, there are some details they discuss about it. Nirvaira means enmity. Vair, right? Nirvaira means there is no enmity. So this is generally basically that how we should see each and every living entity in this world. We should see that they are all part and parcel of the Supreme, and we should not develop any kind of enmity towards any living entity. So some people says that, oh, okay, animals does not have soul, so I can kill them. Or, we have based on our bodily platform, we develop all these kinds of distinctions and, discriminations, and this all comes to our mind. So Nirvaira means we should see everybody, each and every living entity as the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, Spirit Soul, and we should always see that, we are, that's why we are folding our hands. We are folding our hands towards each and every living entity, says that I am respecting you. I am paying my obeisances unto you. Even if that's why Srila Prabhupada put that example of Jesus Christ and Haridas Thakur. Even when Jesus Christ was crucified, Christ was saying while on the cross that, oh Lord, please forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. So this is exactly that the example of Nirvaira. Jesus Christ said that if somebody slap you on one cheek, show to other cheek. So that this is Nirvaira. Haridas Thakur was beaten 22 marketplaces. And Haridas Thakur was just praying to the Lord. They don't know what they're doing. And Haridas Thakur was just remembering the Lord, not even having a single moment that, okay, these, this soldiers, these servants of, the Qasim, they were beating me like anything. Haridas Thakur said, this is my karma, this is my fate. I should suffer. I should go with it. Just pray. Haridas Thakur was beaten like that. And even the soldiers were, they were fed up. And they even prayed to the Haridas Thakur, please give us some mercy. Otherwise, Qasim is going to kill us. We don't show some mercy. And even Haridas Thakur prayed and went into the Samadhi and pretended as he is dead. And then these two soldiers were, spared. So this is called Nirvaira. Even if somebody does something to us, we should not take it as very serious. We should take it as this is our karma, this is our fate. We should not retaliate or that take it that as a, as an enmity level. Yes, we should do our duty like Krishna is telling to Arjuna. Yes, you should do your duty. That's your karma. And that you are doing for me. That's Krishna karma. So when we think that or that our duty, that which we perform, for Krishna. And it becomes Krishna karma, and then in that platform, Nirvaira comes. That means we purify, then we see. So yes, it's difficult to come to that stage of Nirvaira. So that's why we have to practice the sadhana. We come to that purificatory state, purification. Then we cleanse our heart, and then we come to that state. There we can see that everything is, in very clear picture. Then only we can really have that Nirvaira stage comes. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na shojati na kamshati samaha sarva bhutana. See that? So we all have to come to that stage of Brahma Bhuta stage. So how to attain that Brahma Bhuta stage? That is comes to our devotional service. That's why the next chapter is coming, devotional service. So by this devotional service only we can come to that stage, come to that Krishna karma stage, Nirvaira stage, pure devotional stage, all those. So yeah, we have to see everybody in equal vision. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, by the knowledge, by the virtue of knowledge, humble sage. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Gevihastine. Brahmana, the cow, the dog, and the dog eater. Sopaikecha Swinichaiva. Pandita Samadarshana. So in any case, that, we should not have this kinds of grudge or enmity, or that person talked to me like this, who is he? Or this person was like that, what quality he has, who, he knows who I am. These all bodily concepts of life. So we should come out of it, and we should situate into that very pure stage of, the Lord. We are all eternal, part of the Supreme. So then we come to that state, Nirvaira state. Yeah. So the Vritasura and Indra, yes, they fought each other, right? And then finally Vritasura came to the consciousness. Yeah. So yes, I mean, initially they were enemy, but when came to the original consciousness, and then understood, why we are all fighting each other, just for like cats and dogs. We should also, Krishna says that we should also try to control. This all arises from the sense perceptions. One should learn how to tolerate all these, odds in this life. Toleration. And so Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also emphasized this point. Pranada Visvanijana Taroriva Sangshnana. We have to be very tolerant than a tree, humble than a blade of grass, and all those things. How to see, each and every living entity is part of Krishna. Haridas Thakur was living in a cave along with a very poisonous snake, and didn't have at all, this is a snake, I should kill that snake. The Vasudev Datta had a, very bad, the wounds, it's leprosy and the wounds, and the worms were there and eating the flesh. And when the worm fall down from the wound, Vasudeva Datta pick it up and put it back in the wound itself. This is Nirvaira. And don't even kill an ant. This is Nirvaira. Trees, the plants, the birds and the reptiles and the cows, animals, everybody equally. See them. So you should come to that state. That's we see not the body, but we see the spirit, soul in every living entity. Should come to that state. That's the real Nirvaira state, or Brahma Bhuta state. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for explaining more detail on that. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam.
Dandot Pranam. Jai.
Dandavat Pranam, Mr. Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam to everyone. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. How are you feeling right now, Prabhu?
I'm okay. I'm all right.
Okay. So I heard that we did not see you in the temple also. Later we heard
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
I just quarantined myself.
Okay, okay, Babu. So this is your first time, Babu?
It's the first time, yes.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, I was flying on last weekend only, so kind of I knew that it's kind of
Hmm.
it's okay. It's not so bad though.
Thank you, Babu. And you took the vaccine and booster shot also?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, oh.
yeah, yeah. Please, pray for
Yes,
and cautious.
yes. By mercy of Lakshmi Narasingha, will be fine, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Uh, Everything will be fine.
thank,
We pray to Lakshmi Narasingha.
thank
Will
you,
recover.
thank you so much.
Haribol, Prabhu, Haribol.
Yeah.
Need any help, Prabhu? Please let us know.
No, no, I think it's okay. I mean, we're all right.
Just you, right? Or even
No,
Mataji?
no, everybody has it.
Hari Hari.
I got it. Raji got it. My son has it now.
Oh God.
It's all
Sorry.
right.
Y'all need any help, Prabhu? Let us know, please.
I'm okay now. So so that I'm taking care of, and also, yeah, it's not so bad though. It's not that much. I mean, it's just a symptom of just little what's called like cough. Then kind of little headache and things like that. And initially there was some little fever, but it's not now. Now it's okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, means I do all the things now. I take care of things. I take bath morning, even I do all the things, and I do.
Sorry to hear that, Prabhuji. And if anything, like Mataji was saying, anything, just let us know. Even I wasn't aware. Sorry, my apologies.
Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, I mean, it's now it's kind of common, right?
I mean, the symptoms are not so
Not so, yeah,
severe.
bad like in the first time, and it's a bit common though. Like, yeah, but be careful because we don't know we should. I mean, still we have to wear the mask. We had to wash our. We took it very lightly nowadays. So yeah, that's why I just took myself quarantine because I don't want to. I mean, uh, yeah. So it's
But if
depends on,
anything,
yeah.
just let us know. Hare
Sure,
Krishna.
sure. Yeah, sure. No problem.
How long you have to
Yes.
quarantine, Prabhuji?
Sorry.
How long you have to quarantine yourself?
I think it's 5 days or something.
Okay.
I mean, I started on last Thursday, so
Okay.
should be all right.
I'm sorry to hear that everybody else is also going through the same situation in your home.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's kind of like like initial ones where the contagious rate was low, but the severity was high. Now, what is that? Severity is low, but contagious rate is high.
Right.
You know, even if anybody gets it, so yeah, it's better to stay home and take care of so that we can reduce. And also, I heard that in many parts it's going up the numbers
Yeah, it is going up around the not only India, even the US also a lot of numbers.
of cases. I said, and even the booster shots are coming. The fourth one.
Yeah, that's going
Drink
to be.
lots of water, Prabhu. That's what
Yeah.
my doctor who I was working with in India, he had told,
Hmm.
drink lots of water, like just keep drinking, like slowly, 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 sip throughout the day.
Hmm.
It seems very simple, but he had asked me to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that. Drink a lot of, yes.
Also some ginger, raw ginger and other things. Raw ginger and
Yeah, I took that. I took that little bit. Yeah. Ginger ale.
okay.
Yeah.
Amen. The way you have been sending out these messages and for Bhagavad Gita class, I mean, we could never make out that. But thank you. That
Yeah.
was very inspirational, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yes.
I mean, it's okay. Yeah, I mean, not so down.
Thankfully, with all these boosters and all the symptoms, it's not so severe.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
Exactly.
God.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yes, that helping a little bit.
Take
You
care,
you
Prabhu.
Sorry.
No, I just said take care, and
Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah.
anything, just let us know anytime.
Sure. No problem. Thank you so much. I know that you're all there.
Mr. Prabhu also I didn't tell it, but if you need something also please ask us. Okay.
Yeah.
Guru
No.
Prabhu,
No problem. No problem. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
and Prabhu, after getting the result, what is the severity?
Which one?
And they give the result, right? There is severity, there is some number. What is the severity? There is low
No,
severity or
I tested at the home. I didn't go to anywhere.
okay,
The home kit.
okay. Got it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, severity, we know that, right? If it is severe, we know it's very bad, right? And also, it
Yeah.
depends on people, yes.
Yes, I got COVID in India, right? That
Hmm.
time I had a fever, yeah, fever and just coughing and like this headache also there. That
Yeah,
time my severity was medium
I
actually.
see. Yeah,
So that is medium. So there is some number, 5 to 15 like that. That is the
I see.
most severe.
Okay, okay.
Most severe, and after that 15 to 25 is the
Mm-hmm.
medium, then 25 to more than 35, maybe that is no nothing there like that. And no, 25 to 35 is the uh, mid light, very, what is that, mild.
Mm-hmm.
And after above 35, there that is the,
It's severe,
no, not the severe,
very severe.
that is nothing there, means
Oh, I see.
negative.
Okay, okay. This.
Negative. So that way we can measure it. They calculate. They took that sample and cycle it. There is one cycle, two cycle, three cycle. Got that result or not?
Hmm.
That 5 to 15. They get the between that they got that the COVID virus means they got that in the laboratory. Then they
Hmm.
take the severe 5 cycle after 5 cycle and 7. Then if you they don't get it, then go further that 15 to 25 cycle again the test.
Okay.
So if they get it, that is a medium.
Mm-hmm.
Get 25 to 35 cycle, then that is a mild.
But more importantly, you feeling better. I believe that's what
Yeah,
you said. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I was in Dallas Temple last Sunday, and it was packed like anything. And also, next to each other, everybody was touching each other and next to each other. I mean, it was also not so much ventilations there. I think that maybe, there, or maybe from the flight, or, yeah, then I started to realize on Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and then Thursday night was little severe. I mean, some temperature, running nose, heavy, heaviness in the headaches and burning nose. I mean, then next day morning I tested and then I realized that it's COVID.
So then you'll be done, you think, by Wednesday probably, or by Tuesday, because 5 days will be completed by Tuesday. So then you'll be fine tomorrow.
Probably I'll test tomorrow and
Yeah.
see that, if it is negative, then, probably, I don't know,
So,
we'll wait, maybe, I'll, maybe this week I will, just take care of.
right.
Uh, but take this week you have to 9-10 days for at least 10
Yeah, that's
days.
what it is. Yeah. I mean, my office says 5 days, you know, so it's kind of, I mean, you don't have to be isolated or quarantined for 5 days. That's what it is. And then you can check that after 5 days you're negative, then you're okay. But I don't think, you know, because of you, if you have still you have some symptom. I mean, some symptoms are still will be there, like cough will be there, maybe some, kind of mucus kind of things that may be still there. Because of that's the kind of post-COVID symptoms. My brother had the COVID in India, and I think it took at least 3 or 4 months that the cough to settle. It depends, Yeah. Okay. I think let's conclude. If there is nothing else, anybody else has anything to add? I mean, let's discuss on spiritual topic. That's it. Okay. Anything? Anybody would like to add anything? Any other questions on this topic? I mean, tomorrow is a beautiful day, very auspicious day. The appearance of Lord Jagannath is so wonderful, and please don't miss. And this is full of nectar. Just remembering the pastimes of Lord Jagannath is full of nectar. And tomorrow, there is no strict rules of fasting for Lord Jagannath, basically, but we can observe. Observe means that we can be more conscious of the Lord's pastimes and Lord appearances, and so much so that we can, be conscious, Krishna conscious. This especially, more chanting and reading, especially the pastimes of Lord Jagannath and Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. And we will not have class tomorrow, and we request everybody to join a temple. And there is a 6 to 7 there will be kirtan, and 7 to 7:30 is Gaura Arati, and then 7:30 onwards Abhishek. Everybody can participate in Lord Jagannath's Abhishek. And then there'll be a beautiful Chapan Bhog offering at the altar. And we also request devotees to bring, foods and, whatever offering you can bring it, non-cooked, bhoga to the Lord Jagannath as well. And then there is a Abhishek inside the altar, and then outside the altar as well. And then there'll be a Hati Vesh, then the altar will be closed around 8:15, and then it'll open at 8:30 with a beautiful darshan. That's Hati Vesh. In this Hati Vesh, there is a beautiful pastime behind that. So if time permits, we'll discuss that tomorrow. It's Lord Jagannath shows his beautiful Gajanan verse to a devotee. That's a Hati Vesh. That will be there, and then after beautiful, that costume, and then after Lord Jagannath will move to Anavasara Vedi. After all this bathing, Lord, gets sick, transcendental sickness. This is all for the pastimes of the Lord. Lord cries, lies, Lord laments, Lord longing for. Lord will be played, and Lord will be in happiness, distress, everything. These are the various qualities of the Lord or pastimes of the Lord. This is the reciprocation. When devotee cries, Lord cries. When devotee laughs, Lord laughs. When there is a missing Vipralamba, Lord longs for that devotee. This is exact reciprocation for the Lord. That's the Lord is showing the reciprocation and mercy for the devotees. That's exactly Lord gets transcendental sickness as well for devotees. So that there are devotees, those who wanted to serve very closely to serve the Jagannath. Lord became transcendently sick and give the opportunity to such devotees so they can serve the Lord. Lord's mercy is, unimaginable. We can't, there is no words enough to glorify the Supreme Lord. So that's tomorrow, and after the then for 15 days, Lord will be on the Anavasarvedi. There, the Lord will be offered like ginger and ginger tea, and this all what is called herbal and very light food, so that Lord then regain like a, I think it's quarantine is started from with the Lord Jagannath, right? This quarantine, Lord is quarantine for only few devotees are allowed to enter. So this all resembles our what is going on currently. Yeah. So then 15 days, Lord, regained all the wonderful and Kalebara, nice wish, nice rejuvenated. Lord comes out and to see the Lord. So 15 days, Lord was not seeing anybody else. Now Lord wanted to see everybody. The Lord comes out and everybody likes to pull. So that Lord comes out and see the devotees. And also this is also resembles that devotees bring Lord to Vrindavan. So this is the intimate, what is called the feelings of intimacy, feeling of the attachment to the Lord, feeling of love to the Lord. This is what is this Jagannath pastimes, Jagannath Leela. So everybody can participate in that Leela. Everybody can prepare for that Leela. Yes, if you are taking that consciousness, that mood of Lord will definitely enter into that Leela and reciprocate to you. No doubt into that. So please prepare, ready for that. Tomorrow onwards. Tomorrow is appearance day of Lord Jagannath. And then wonderful Jagannath pastimes. And July 1st is our Radhyatra at the temple. July 2nd is the Atlantic City Radhyatra. So don't miss. So yeah, please participate. This is wonderful. Okay.
Prabhu, you describe very beautifully, Prabhu. Yes, very good. Means everything about the Lord, the Russia, everything you describe such a way that we are visualize this thing.
Yeah. If you are in that mood, that's why. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. If anything else. Okay. So we'll conclude then. Thank you so much, Sankarshan Prabhu. Such a wonderful class. It was so profound. Nice points. Nicely explained. These 5 points of what Krishna is prescribing or, giving us and what to do in order to attain pure bhakti. So thank you so much for such a wonderful class. And let's conclude. Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindhubhyeva cha patidana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
Jai.
श्रीमद् भगवत गीता की जय।
Jai.
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai.
गौड़ी वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
Jai.
गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि।
Hari 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 Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Feel better, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.